Good morning, Fishers Tigers. I'm Joseph Basso, and welcome to FHS Weekly. But before we get started, I have Miss Reardon from the math department to talk briefly about the aggressively organic project currently going on in the pre-calc classes. So, Miss Reardon, first, thank you for coming here.
Yeah.
For our first question, how long exactly have you been teaching here?
Oh, this is my 7th year at Fishers High School.
Dang, all right. Well, then that begs the question, what drove you this year specifically to want to do this project?
Yeah. So I just feel like once we get to these upper level math classes, we're all the time being asked the question of, when are we going to do this in real life? Like, how does this apply? You know, and that's a really difficult question because once you get to the upper level classes, this is some deep math stuff that really goes into a lot of theory. So I can understand where that question comes from. So this summer, Mrs. Vaughn and myself, we went to a clinic where we spent a week partnering with an outside community partnership with Aggressively Organic here in Fishers, and we just spent some time trying to develop how we can apply something in real life to pre-calc, and so that's really where this came from.
Oh, I see. So what essentially does that teach the students then?
So what we're trying to get the students to understand, and I feel like it's starting to click now that we've seen the process through for the semester, is that it may not be a specific standard like synthetic division that is going to for sure connect to your future job, but throughout your whole career, you've learned a lot of math, and math does constantly come up in the real world. And so, for example, I was listening to a podcast last week, and they talked about how data really drives the world, like period. And so they are getting to take this platform of these plants and this food and aggressively organic and this partnership, and they've taken it into any direction they want. And they're doing things like collecting data on their different topics, or meeting with outside community partners, and ultimately, their goal is that they're going to tell the math story. So in English, you would tell the story with like plot line and character development and climax and conclusion. I'm not an English teacher,
No,
but
that's fine.
for us, you're going to tell the story through the numbers and the math that supports what happened this semester, and really just, what is the story and what is the math that supports it.
Ah, I see. So that's, okay, I see. So essentially, would you say you've seen like a change or at least a substantial difference between classes with or without that project so far this year?
Yeah, so I just feel like we're really stepping outside the box taking on this platform. And so anything that's different or a change really causes us to stretch our learning muscles for sure. And so I've found kids that are really finding a lot of choice exciting and being able to dive into the project however they want to. I've had kids that have kind of given a little pushback, like this is not traditional, and then started to see how it clicks. I have kids that have really taken on passion projects with it, which has been fun to see how they can advocate through math. Like they can take on things outside the classroom through the lens of math. So it's really just taken its own form going into it. We didn't really know. I know it sounds weird. We didn't really know where it was going to lead because we've never gone down this path before with this aggressively organic project. But I think that as we've gotten really deep into it, it's kind of taken on different forms and different ways for different students, which is the student choice piece, which is really great.
Yeah, it sounds to me like it sounds pretty successful so far. But if that is the case, though, is this something you would consider to do next year as well?
Yeah, so Mrs. Vaughn is super excited. We had to raise a lot of money in order to get this garden.
Sure,
so I wrote like grants, and we had private donors, which was really exciting over the summer to try to see how we can make this happen. So we definitely want to keep it rolling with Aggressively Organic, but at the same time, really Aggressively Organic was just a platform that we gave the kids, food and a partnership with a community member, this company Aggressively Organic. But we could do this with other platforms or other partnerships, and so this idea really could be applied in other ways in the math classroom. And I think that also kind of excites me for the future, is to see maybe next year we stick with Aggressively Organic, but down the line I partner with a different company and say, like, here's their product, now go and do what you want with it and see where the math shows up in that, and not limiting kids to just these specific standards, but allow them to kind of see where it shows up in the real world.
Yeah, so nice. I respect that. That's awesome. So I'm personally a junior myself, and I look forward to seeing the next year, hopefully.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you for being here, Ms. Reardon. And most of all, thank you for sharing with us this project and its importance, or at least its creativity and uniqueness inside the pre-calc world.
Yeah.
A common phrase that's thrown on t-shirts and said by many is, save the bees. But which bees exactly need saving? Apis mellifera, or honeybees, aren't the bees that we should be worrying about. While honeybees have had drastic declines over the winters, they have teams of researchers and beekeepers backing them up. They aren't going anywhere. The bees that need coverage and protection are the native bees. As the title holds, the native bees are the bees that are native to North America. Honeybees were brought to North America by European settlers in the early 1600s. Xylopica virginica and Bombus ternarius, or carpenter bees and bumblebees, are among the 4,000 native bee species living in North America that need help. You can help the native bees thrive by cutting back on mulch, having a variety of flowers in your garden, providing wood, limiting pesticides, and cutting your lawn less frequently. Taking small steps like these will aid our little friends that need help the most. I'm Allie Rowe, and this has been your featured announcements, and now we're going to send it off to Tiger Talk.
Hey there, Fishers Tigers. Welcome back to Tiger Talk, the segment of the show where we talk about topical topics at a table. As always, it's Joe Heemstra, joined by Marina Watkins and Adriana Roseborough. And today we have a very special guest, Matthew Neumeister, who's going to talk to us a little bit about the pre-calc project with the plants. So, Matthew, what exactly is this project? Can you just give us like a basic Spark Notes overview?
Yeah, so the company Aggressively Organic came in, and they're helping us with the project, and we're trying to see how students can get more involved with the community and help produce change while relating it to math and pre-calc specifically.
Very cool.
How do you relate it to math and pre-calc?
So it's going to take up the majority of our final essay, and depending on what your group's trying to achieve, you have different numbers. So some groups have like a percentage of how many places they've helped. My group's trying to see how many businesses we can get to join us and see how it may affect their business.
So you're actively going out into the community and doing things. Oh, very cool.
So everyone has a different project. Was that your choice, or was you assigned different things?
So everyone got to choose a basic passion, and then you linked up with people who had similar passions, and then you discussed what your group goal would be, and then you all went out and tried to do that.
Wow, that's really cool. Especially for a math course where I feel like a lot of times math classes are just sitting in the classroom, taking notes, doing worksheets and stuff, and then you have a test, and then just rinse and repeat. It's really cool to see that there's more practical application and more hands-on stuff. Do you think that makes it more interesting?
Yeah, I think so, and it really shows you how math can be useful and how students even can produce positive change in the world.
Sure.
So can you tell us a little bit about your project specifically?
So our project it's pretty broad, but we're trying to really incorporate more plant life into businesses and the business sector. So in some areas, we're trying to create more calm spaces with plants. So plants that are more known to keep people calm and look nice. Other ones, if you have a coffee station or it has tea, we may plant mint, so you can put some mint in your drinks and such.
Nice.
Or during allergy season, we're planting mint to help clear sinuses and keep the business productive.
I definitely would appreciate that because my allergies are awful.
As are mine, yeah.
Now, with this project still going on, do you feel like you're still covering your math standards?
Yeah, it's, sometimes it feels rushed, but I think that's just math classes in general.
Sure.
Yeah, so she usually schedules it out pretty well, and we usually have time to get everything done.
So you don't feel like it takes away from the in-class time at all? You're still spending
Not really. No.
Okay. Cool.
That's really awesome.
Yeah. Now we have two plants here, to either side of us. Do you want to explain what those are a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So this is one of our eggplants right here on the left in front of Marina. And this is a green pepper plant with a bunch of green peppers on it, but they're a little hidden.
Are
This
these
one's
your
got a
plants?
pretty big eggplant. What?
Are these your plants?
Really, it's a class set, and there's a person called the classroom manager, and they keep track of all the plants. And if your group needs one, they'll number out which plants you need and how many you took to keep the garden and all organized. So different groups can take different plants if they need to, but right now these are from the classroom group, the classroom garden.
Very cool. Do you know how old they are? Because I see the eggplant has one decent sized thing there. And the
We
peppers,
planted
peppers
it
on there.
about 2 weeks into school, I'd say.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a few months old.
Yeah, 2 months, honestly.
Very
Not
cool.
that old. And if you want to see the garden, you can go down to the CCA Science Lab and look in the window, and you can see most of the garden there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I've seen it around a few times because I've been in there and passing by. So it's really cool. Really, really cool to see math classes and things bringing stuff outside of the classroom because it's not something I feel like you get all the time.
Yeah.
But that's all the time we have for this week, Tigers. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you appreciate all the stuff that they're doing outside for the community and bringing plants to businesses and things like that. It's really cool. So hope to see you next week.
Bye!
I think that it's important for No Shave November to raise a cause for things like mental health and suicide prevention this year, because there's so much that we don't know about mental health, and I think through research into the field and by raising awareness, we can hopefully avoid problems that occur in schools with mental health and promote healthy mental spaces for all students involved with this.
So we still have a lot of stigma when it comes to mental health and how we approach things. I think this is an important cause because anything we can do to help raise awareness of people that are hurting and that people need help, and even the more we can open up to be able to talk about very sensitive, complicated, and important topics and issues, anything we can do to support that, we really need to do so.
Welcome back, Tigers. Moving on with guidance and sports. Do you want to win your own custom FH Sched theme? Are you a computer science student who wants to test your game development skill? The first annual FHS Gameathon is the perfect opportunity for you. Contestants will develop their own game to compete for the prize. For more information, visit the FH Sched and click the link. The Student Alliance for Equity will be meeting in the following dates in the library at 3 to 4 p.m. on November 19th. This club was established to empower students to undo racism, bias, stereotypes, and judgment. Attend if you would like to learn and participate. There will be an FHS Boys Rugby Co-op meeting tonight in Cafe A. For new players, there will be at 6:30 p.m., returning players at 7 p.m. Attention any athlete interested in being a sprinter or jumper for the FHS track team. Please see Coach Reardon and H210 to get off-season conditioning information. Seton Hall's Sustainable Development Challenge is offering high school students the opportunity to submit an essay describing an innovative idea for addressing one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. 10 finalists will win scholarships and cash prizes and will be invited to present their essays in person at Seton Hall. More information is available at www.shu.edu/UN challenge. Submission deadline is March 1st. Washington University in St. Louis is offering 2 on-campus summer programs for academically talented high school students. In the Summer Scholars Program, students enroll in humanities, math, science, and social sciences courses for credit. In the Summer Institutes program, high school students explore a career or major, choosing from 7 areas of interest, including creative writing, medicine, and engineering. Application deadline is April 1st. For more information, visit the link on the announcements page. The Knights of Pythias are sponsoring the 2020 High School Poster/Visual Arts Contest. Create a poster using any 2-dimensional medium that illustrates Go Green, Help Save the Earth. The winning entries will earn prizes ranging from $100 to $1,000. Submit your poster by April 1st. More information is available in guidance. Seniors, Central Indiana Community Foundation will be awarding over $1.4 million in scholarships this year to Indiana high school seniors. Don't miss out. Apply online by February 5th. IU Kelley School of Business is offering the Business is Global summer language program to freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. Spend 2 weeks in summer on the IU Bloomington campus immersed in languages, cultures, traditions of East Asia, the Middle East, North Africa, Russia, and Eastern Europe. Apply online by April 8th. More information is available in the link on our announcements page.
Hey Tigers, Sophia Solis here with my favorite dark lipstick, and I've got some fabsome announcements in store for you. There will be a student government meeting on Friday, November 22nd at 7:15 a.m. in the LGI. All are welcome. Attention FHS students, you now have the chance to win a $10 Amazon gift card with every book you read and rate through the FHS library. Simply read a book, fill out the form, and then you're entered. You will be included in a pizza party if you choose to read at least 5 Elliot Rosewater books. The more you read, the more entries you have. Stop by the library for more information. Well, Tigers, I've got to try out some more new lipsticks. As always, follow our Instagram at FHS Weekly News and my Instagram at IconicallyHer. But hey, before I let you guys go, why don't you check out this awesome video on the Rocket League Teacher Tournament?
4 seconds left! NRG need this immediately. They've got the kick off in their favor. Kano tries to clear. It is almost there. It just has to hit the floor. But the Panther puts it the long way. And it's almost there. Justin keeps it alive. Teleposa there. Bounces into the corner. NRG still around. Justin is there for the shot. Justin! Justin! This is Rocket League!
Stay fabsome, guys. Bye!